Okay, full marks to Beats for coming up with a case where camera control works, but I'm not sure where and how camera control is supposed to work. That's still a puzzle for me. But you know what's interesting? I think a lot of Android manufacturers are trying to copy it. And that's what one of your questions really is all about. We have this question from Suresh who says, how do you get the iPhone 16's camera control on Android? Now this is another jugaad. We've already seen a bit of it on the show with the Apple Watch. But I have an answer for you. Well, you don't need much of a jugaad. You just need to shell out a big sum for the new Oppo Find X8 Pro. This phone, I kid you not, has a quick button right here that they will use just like camera control, and it looks suspiciously like what the iPhone 16 has in terms of camera control. Now, it doesn't press down with that capacitive touch, so it's not really a button, but it is something like that. It works only when the phone is like this, in this orientation. It doesn't work. So they are very clear that if camera control had to be copied, that's how you do it. Now, imitation is the best form of flattery, they say, but if you double tap this, it launches the camera. Slide on the button to zoom in and out, but this is where the similarities end. You get a fast 80-watt charger with this phone inside the box, as well as a case for the phone. That comes with most Oppo and OnePlus phones. Comfortable to hold in the hand. It is round on the edges. I don't think it's a very alluring design when phones are folding, flipping, jumping from the rooftop and giving you these amazing cuts on pixel and those modules. And then this looks like you've gone back a few years. There's an alert slider, which is very iconic for Oppo and OnePlus phones. I think a lot of devices should adopt this. In terms of the display, a 6.78-inch AMOLED quad curved glass makes the display look good, and you have to give them credit where it's due. A brilliant display with a very, very smooth experience. In terms of me being outdoors, 4,500 nits of peak brightness has become the new standard of flagship Android devices. And this might be flagship, but I'll give you my verdict in the end. Oppo's Find series has always been camera-centric, but breaking news, this device has not necessarily performed at the top of the heap in all of our tests. If you see some of these images, you'll realize that the low light and what this can do in the night modes is not pretty much what phones with this processor can do on the outside, right? We've seen what Vivo's doing with the X200. We've seen how OnePlus devices are getting better as well. This doesn't even seem like the Ultra. The X8 Pro doesn't get that 1-inch sensor that we had shown you on that China-only X7 Ultra a few weeks ago. It has a 50-megapixel main camera, an ultra-wide sensor, and two dedicated telephoto lenses, 3x and 6x zoom. Now, in terms of battery life, 5,910 mAh battery, that's a fair amount of juice. What's powering this particular device is a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 chip. That is perhaps the top dog in terms of chipsets, competing right there up on top. But now here's the real bummer. Spoiler alert, this phone is priced at 99,999. Let me repeat that. It's 1 rupee cheaper than 1 lakh rupees. So if you're considering this device and you're comparing it even to its distant cousin, the soon-to-launch OnePlus 13, you're talking about a device which will be 20 to 30,000 rupees cheaper. If you're talking about the Samsung S24, soon to be S25, again 20,000 rupees cheaper. Most importantly, the absolute flagship in the world of phones. Let's not talk about the Pro Max, but the iPhone 16 is around 70,000 plus rupees nowadays with a bunch of offers. So that's 30,000 rupees cheaper than this device. So I'm not even going to say anything over there. Yes, imitation is the best form of flattery, but tell me, would you want to spend 70,000 rupees on a product from Apple or 1 lakh rupees on this device? Let us know on our social media handles.